What is going on, Clippers fans? Welcome to the post-game hang. December 23rd, the Clippers just dispatched the Memphis Grizzlies at home for their best win of the season. Doing a little post-game hang here at youtube.com/@ClippersPodcast. Come hang out if you're just listening to this, because I am going to put this out as just some audio later. Hell of a game. I mean, Adam and I talked about this on the pregame episode that this was going to be the Clippers' best win of the season if they got this win, and they got the win. There was some things leading up to this game that made it feel incredibly dicey. Zoo was downgraded to questionable, and then he comes back and puts up 20 and 20. So, I mean, I probably player of the game, Ivica Zubac. It was a weird game in Memphis. The second quarter, the end of the second quarter was really bleak. The end of the third didn't feel super good. But the Clippers got a lot of good stuff in this game. We're going to talk about the Kawhi Leonard news that came out as well. He's not going to be playing on Friday. We'll get to that. Yeah, there's a lot of good performances in this one. Chris Dunn, while he did not make threes late, which didn't matter, he played incredibly clutch defense on Ja Morant. He played good defense on Ja Morant most of the night. So hats off to Chris Dunn. Absolutely great performance from him. Zoo had 20 and 20, which makes absolutely no sense. Norm had, 30? Norm had 29. He came on late. He was huge. Harden had a little 5-0 run in the fourth quarter, a personal 5-0 run that just helped the Clippers just get over shit. Steve Rodriguez saying, you guys honestly made me think there was no real chance to win this one. It was a very tough game coming into it. The Grizzlies are a really good team. They're second in the Western Conference for a very good reason. You look at them on paper, they're an incredibly good team. But the Clippers were able to bounce back from kind of some poor stretches in this game to lock down on defense, especially in the fourth. It was awesome to see. Yeah, there was a lot of weird stuff, a lot of good stuff. We have to give a nod to Kevin Porter Jr. He was a positive. He was a +1 in his minutes tonight. That was needed. There was a couple good stretches where there's still some decision-making stuff, but a lot of good stuff to build on from KPJ in this one. I thought it was one of his better games in a Clippers win, which is great to see. Norm, 29 points. We needed it. We talked about how Harden and Norm were going to have to combine for maybe 60. They had 50, which we'll take. We needed it. Thankfully, Zoo came in clutch. Zoo was so physical today. He was incredibly physical. Yes, Metal Slug 26. He played good defense on Jaren Jackson Jr. because we needed it. Jaren Jackson Jr. was featured heavily by the Grizzlies in this game. It seemed like a very clear emphasis that the Grizzlies had made. Manny Lopez saying, just got home from work to watch the fourth quarter. Yeah, because I'll tell you what, it didn't look as good as it did as the fourth looked, Manny. So I hope you enjoy it. Mike Money bringing some bad vibes to the chat saying, great W, but wake me up when Kawhi actually plays. Okay. Come on, let's be happy about it. Back to the Jaren Jackson Jr. thing. Someone in the chat was talking about how Jaren Jackson Jr. Zoo played good defense against him. He did. We also saw some really bad defense against Jaren Jackson Jr., which was Mo Bamba. Mo Bamba, again, really bad first stint. Second stint, Mo Bamba might be a thing. He was a lot better in his second stint. A lot of Clippers tonight. Everyone was kind of low at the same time and then high at the same time, if that makes sense. In a hostile environment, there's a lot of yapping in this game. I feel like if you watch this game and can corroborate that, let me know. When it was really cool to see Ty Lue make some adjustments in this game. They started doubling off of Chris Dunn in the fourth quarter. The Grizzlies did. He missed 2 wide open corner threes, which sucks. Would have made this game a lot easier. No big deal. He's out there for his defense. He played clutch defense on Ja Morant late. What the point is, they started doubling off Dunn. Ty Lue moving to the other side. They were able to move the ball after a timeout with like 35 seconds left. Harden got it. They doubled him, passed it to Batum, touch pass to Zoo, who got his 20th point. And it wasn't the dagger, but it was very much a shit moment for the Grizzlies. So it was awesome. Gabriel Morel saying, credit to Lou for keeping Dunn in despite the missed threes. Yes, it was. I think there were a lot of people probably who maybe watched the 2 missed threes and went, why is Chris Dunn out there? And then very quickly after that, when he played great defense on Ja Morant late, said, oh, that's why he's out there. That makes sense. Absolutely best win of the year. No question. The best win of the year for the Clippers. Zubac goes from sore calf to 20-20 against a former defensive player of the year, which was awesome. Zoo also had 9 offensive rebounds, which was huge. This is a feel good win. This was a nice ass game from the Clippers. I loved every second of this game, even when it got a little gross, because the Clippers, they were down every quarter, except for the third. So they were down for half this game. The end of the second quarter was really brutal in this game. The Clippers, it just kind of fell apart. It looked like the pace of the game was becoming too much for the Clippers at the end of the second. But then their defense just kind of started to kick ass after the third, which is great. There were some ticky-tacky fouls late in this one, which was annoying. I don't know if that was fatigue or whatever, but then the Harden run came, and then we just saw some really solid just team basketball from the Clippers, right? This win epitomizes everything I think that we love about the Clippers this season. And it is the holidays, so this is similar to the Henny Ween stream. If any of you remember that stream, we're enjoying some seasonal Evan Williams tonight. But you just look at how the team didn't roll over at any time. It was a very easy game for a team to be like, shit, it's not really going our way. That close of the second half wasn't good. How can we dig deep? They dug deep. It's I don't know what they did to get Zubac right for this game. But 20-20 after being questionable was fantastic. There's kind of some negative things in the chat right now. We don't have to focus on anything negative. This was a phenomenal game from the Clippers. Let's just be excited about the win. There's also some news. I don't know if people saw this. Kawhi is not going to be playing on the game on Friday. That was from a Law Murray tweet. He said a team source informed him that Kawhi will not be playing on Friday, which sucks. We'll get to kind of the details on that. It kind of makes sense. Ty Lue talked about it pregame today. Kawhi has done 4 5-on-5s. He said that's not good enough. They need to stack days up and stack 5-on-5s up. The quote from Ty that I'm choosing to give you is, we've been trying to get him closer to playing, but he's still not ready yet. He still needs some more 5-on-5 he needs to do before we allow him to be on the court. We don't want to rush the situation. Sucks that he's not going to be back for the home game on Friday, but you listen to the reasoning, it's hard to not be upset about that. Yeah, this was an interesting game from Derrick Jones Jr. I don't know if I'd call it sneaky good. He had incredibly clutch buckets. You know what this game reminded me of from Derrick Jones Jr.? Like an elevated Amir Coffey game. It really felt like we got buckets from him when we needed. Harden hit him with an oop, I think in the third or something like that. That was phenomenal. I agree. I hope he's good with his lower back. This team looks a lot different when Derrick Jones Jr. is available for this team. Smooth asking, was Derrick Jones Jr. on a minutes restriction? My guess is yes. We didn't hear anything about that. He was in Dallas. It was kind of made. It might have been a whole road trip thing. He played 20 minutes in the first game. He played, I think, 21 in the second game in Dallas. And then tonight, he was right at 22. He was at 21-48. So, yeah, Smooth. To answer, I believe he was. It was a minutes restriction. Sinner JR saying, hey, Chuck, have you noticed they say left knee soreness, and another game it said right knee, not the right? If that happened, I'm going to be honest, it's probably just a clerical error. I don't know. You'd think they'd be able to copy and paste it at this point, but I wouldn't read too much into that. Those reports can be a little wonky. So DJJ was on the minutes restriction. Who's y'all's player of the game? It's for me, it has to be Ivica Zubac. He played 40 minutes in this one. They have a lot of time off. Not a lot. Kind of a lot for the Clippers. They have some time off before the game on Friday where Zoo's absolutely going to be needed. I think Zoo's my player of the game in this one. Very difficult to not. 20 and 20, 9 offensive boards is absolutely crazy. I need to look it up because I'm pretty sure the Grizzlies are not a bad offensive rebounding team. No, they're not. The Grizzlies are a top 10 team for offensive rebounding in terms of, or defensive rebounding, in terms of their first in defensive rebounding per game and 18th rebounding percentage. So they're not a bad rebounding team. But Zoo getting it was absolutely, a lot of people in the Zoo, in the chat saying Zoo, 20 and 20 is amazing. We love to see it. Just good shit all around from the Clippers. We can talk about this. Absent Regard 24, incredibly deep username, said Clips have a backup center problem. Bamba was minus 14 in 6 minutes. Zoo shouldn't have to play 40 minutes on a bad calf. Tice last year was better than Bamba. Would agree with that. Joseph Fry Award just texted. He said big boy win. He's absolutely right. The backup center thing is for sure an issue. The Mike Dang, I agree, buddy. I would like Zoo to go 20-20 in every game too. That would be great. Back to the backup center thing. Yeah, so this was rough. Mo Bamba, his first shift, Derrick Jones Jr. just went straight through him. Really kind of forced Ty Lue's hand into having to play Zoo so much. Backup center is an issue. Kai Jones hasn't really blossomed into what they need him to be. Mo Bamba, just not as good as you would want your backup center to be. We know it's a backup center, and it's not that big of an issue. But tonight is where you see the issue. I don't know what they do, to be honest. They've been the Clippers overall have been weird about backup center. It's just really min-maxing, right? We had Moses Brown. And the next season we get Plumlee and Daniel Tice, and now we have Mo Bamba and Kai Jones. It's just it's not fitting. I agree. I wish it was a little more even. A lot of people agreeing with Zoo player of the game. We absolutely love it. We have a Luke Kennard sighting tonight. Luke Kennard did not take a shot tonight, which is hilarious. Just if you remember his Clippers days, him being passive was always an issue. Sinner JR asking, what's the holdup with Kawhi now? They just want him to get more reps. He needs more practices. He's done 4 5-on-5s, I believe, is what we were told. And that's not enough per Ty Lue. He said that. So that sucks. But also, none of us want him to rush back. This team is this team. Let's look. I mean, you can't be that mad with how the Clippers are playing right now. With no Kawhi, yes, it sucks. They have maybe bought themselves some time with wins like tonight. Again, tonight was a gritty as hell win. The only player on the bench, I know there's a lot of anti-KPJ stuff in the chat right now. The only player off the bench who was a plus tonight was KPJ. And I know some things he does are frustrating, but tonight I thought this was maybe his best team all-around basketball game. There was some bad stuff. It wasn't like an elite game top to bottom, but when the Clippers are in the bench situation that they are in, which is the bench is struggling a little bit right now. Being a plus bench player is very useful for the Clippers. And we can't pretend that, although sometimes it is difficult to watch. Tonight, KPJ was big for the Clips. There were some bad decisions, but the bench is bad. KPJ, he was solid. He did some good things defensively. He did some good things against the Mavs too defensively, briefly. But it was just this is a game where it's like, there's maybe some momentum to be there's momentum to be built off this game. Scott Tran saying we don't need Kawhi to beat the Warriors. That is absolutely true. We pose a matchup nightmare for the Warriors, which we all love, which is awesome. Okay, someone send the link, Caesar. Caesar's in the chat, and if you're listening to this episode the night that I put this audio out, thank you for listening to Clips and Dip. Usually it's myself, Adam Osland, and William Updike. Just me tonight on the stream. If you want to watch these streams, check us out at youtube.com/@ClippersPodcast. Hey, shout out Sinner for giving us $2. I'll take it. What do we got? All right. Caesar said, seen a tweet on Bones' account earlier where he's going one-on-one with a YouTuber. Don't see him getting a role here, sadly. No, it sucks. The Bones thing, it's just like, it felt like when Bones got here and when PJ Tucker got here, it felt like for some reason, it felt like those two were aligned or something, because both of them got sent home before the All-Star break last year. And for a young guy like Bones to have that happen, it's not a death sentence, but it's very much not good when you were traded for 2 second-round picks. It sucks. I mean, they're going to try and move him, I would assume, in PJ Tucker. The scoring has been better for Kevin Porter Jr. Sorry, if you're listening, someone in the comments said, great point on KPJ. He is getting better. I thought tonight was the game where he showed the best that he's been, because he played a lot more team-friendly basketball. They showed a lot of stats on the broadcast today about how, he scored 15 points in every game over the last 6 games. He was like minus 35 in those minutes. It was a good game tonight. Let's build on it. We need it. It would be great to see. It would be great to see against the Warriors too. Manny Lopez saying, all I want for Christmas is a 10-day Bones sample size. I don't think that's happening, man. I don't. Maybe when he gets traded. I don't know when it's going to happen, Manny. That ship has sailed, no pun intended. Hell of a win. If you're just tuning in, again, the Clippers beat the Grizzlies 114-110. We said on the pregame show that this would be the win of the year if they won, and they won. So this is the best Clippers win of the year. There was Chris Dunn was fantastic on defense. Ivica Zubac had 20 and 20. Norm had 29. It was incredibly clutch. Harden, the system, 21, 8, and 9, kissing that triple-double. I'm waiting for this matchup data to come in from stats.nba.com, because I want to see what they have for Chris Dunn on Ja, because I don't know. Chris Dunn was just fucking... Chris Dunn's got to be he's probably going to get second team all defense, but he should probably be first team all defense. Tell me if I'm wrong. Jeff wants that Nate Robinson 10-day contract. Yeah, Isaiah Thomas too. Let's sign both. let's sign the Washington Legends. Where's the damn matchup data? All right, well, the matchup data is not coming in. I don't know how much longer you guys have me. I got a little more Jack Daniels here. Yeah, Will is going to have internet again. Will's from a part of Montana where your closest neighbors are like 10 miles away, so we give him a pass on the internet here. Not a whole bunch else to say about this win other than it feels great to go 2-1 on this road trip. Video game poses, controller poses, triumphantly in between the words critical hit. Wait, hell yeah. Appreciate you, Sniper. Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. I think Dunn should be first team all defense. I don't know if he will get it. That's not what I meant by that at all. I don't know if people I don't know if the average NBA fan knows what EPM is. No disrespect. Yeah, Mike Dang saying Will is on a journey on discovery. Absolutely. Oh God, John Wall's coming back. Sorry, real time. John Wall come back. I don't know. I don't think he's not really coming back. He's just doing the broadcast. Don't let Ty Lue see that. We don't need that. Zoo MIP? Yeah, probably. Nah, probably. They won't give it to him. There's this new weird trend in the NBA where they give most improved player to like the guy who won Rookie of the Year. And you're like, that shouldn't be a thing. All right, couple more minutes here. Let me know your favorite just player from tonight's game. Again, cannot stress how good this game was. Nico Batum, very good in this game, just again showing what he brings to this team from a defensive standpoint. Someone commented earlier that this was a sneaky good game for Derrick Jones Jr. I would agree with that. Started off not the best, but then you see what the athleticism brings you. My favorite stat from this game is that the Clippers smoked the Grizzlies in fast break points. The Clippers had 26 to the Grizzlies 12. When this game was going poorly for the Clippers was when it felt like the pace was outpacing them, right? Like this game, when it gets really mucky, the Clippers it was great. You know, that's what they need. They need a slow game. They don't want to run with Memphis. But to be able to kind of do what Memphis does better than them while making it mucky was fantastic. Shout out to Ty Lue for sticking with Chris Dunn late. Yes, he missed the 2 threes, which was frustrating, but then he played great defense in quite literally the most clutch moment of the game against Ja Morant. Yeah, I mean, if Zoo doesn't play in this game, who knows what happens? Because Zoo was phenomenal. 20 and 20, just showing why maybe going to Zoo for easy buckets is a good idea. You absolutely love to see it. Ryan saying that they didn't realize that Wall was only 34. Yeah, I mean, that's old for a point guard in the NBA, says the 35-year-old who does not play in the NBA. But that's where we're at. Yeah, just good shit all around. Hope everyone has a good rest of their week. Hope your Christmas Eve isn't too crazy. We talked a little bit about the Kawhi stuff, but if you're just tuning in, Kawhi is not going to play on Friday. I was looking at ticket prices. People thought Kawhi was going to play on Friday, which makes sense. All the smoke was kind of going towards that. We hadn't heard, we were getting excited. We hadn't heard anything against it. But Ty Lue laid out some check points that Kawhi Leonard has to hit. He's got to stack 5-on-5s. He's played 4 5-on-5 practices. He's got to stack the 5-on-5s. He's got to stack days up. 4 5-on-5s was not good enough. So there's more boxes for Kawhi Leonard to check. They have a lot of time between now and their next game. And their next games, if you look at their schedule, the Clippers go the Warriors on Friday, who they match up very well with. The Pelicans on Monday, so they get 2 days off against a reeling Pelicans team. Then they play the Spurs on New Year's Eve, which might get a little dicey just because it's the end of the year. New Year's Eve games are always weird. And then things get a little tough. They go Thunder, Hawks, Timberwolves. But they have 2 games between the Warriors and the Pels where they can, between the Warriors, Pels, and Spurs, they should go 2-1 and stack a couple more wins. Hey, Eric boy, what up, Eric? I hope you're doing well. Go follow Eric if you're not following Eric's art. It's wonderful. Biggest win of the season by far. Eric agrees. If Eric agrees, you know that we were right. Best win of the year. I mean, the only way that if they beat the Thunder on the 6th, or on the 2nd, excuse me, that would be pretty sweet. But no, absolutely win of the year. Love to see it. I am going to head out. I have a little bit more seasonal Jack Daniels to drink. Hope everyone has a great holiday season. Thanks for hanging out. Go check out Adam over on Clippers Talk right now. We're going to have an episode for y'all at some point between Christmas and New Year's Eve, most likely. Shout out to the Clippers for the win of the season. Hope everyone is having an enjoyable holiday season, whatever y'all are doing. Thanks for hanging out. If you're listening to this later and you missed the live stream, come hang out. We have these after some wins at youtube.com/Clippers podcast. If you're listening, if you're watching, no matter how you're consuming this pod, we appreciate you. If you're new to the pod, watch the Clippers. They're a very annoying defense to play against, which is awesome. So they're kind of always in every single game. And we have James Harden, who is the system. We have Zubac, who can go from questionable to 20 and 20. Norm Powell walking into 25 points, no problem. Wonderful team. The vibes are incredibly high, even though that Kawhi is not going to be with the team on Friday. Things are feeling good. I've been Chuck Mockler. Shout out to Will Updike. Shout out to Adam Oslin. We'll be back at some point. And as always,